We have a very packed show tonight. Robin Williams is here. He talks a lot. And Jonathan Dancy, who's a professor of moral philosophy, is here. He talks a lot too. So the idea of me taking up all of the show with me talking seems absurd. So let's sell a few ShamWows and we'll be right back.
The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, sponsored by T-Mobile. Connect as much as you want with affordable family plans from T-Mobile.
It's hard to stay up, it's been a long, long day, and you got the Sandman at the door. But hang on, leave the TV on, and let's do it anyway. It's okay, you can always sleep through work tomorrow, okay? Hey, hey, tomorrow's just your future yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
All right, yeah, that's fine, honestly. That's enough. That's enough, everyone. Please sit down and relax. Try to look like you're a genuine audience. Try and look like you're real people. And not paid hobos. Hey, no. Spontaneous applause means you'll get no chicken, hobos. Other shows give away, Oprah gives away cars and stuff like that. We get the local hobos of Los Angeles and promise them chicken. But only if they laugh. Hear them laugh. Laugh, hobos! That's right. Laugh or there's no chicken tonight for you. Hey, it's a great day for America, everybody. It is, of course, April Fool's Day today. Happy April Fool's Day, everybody. This is the day when people with absolutely no sense of humor take it upon themselves to be hilarious. I hate April Fool's Day. I do. I can't stand it. People think they can be forgiven anything if you say April Fools, and you can't. You can't take your pants off in Starbucks and then when the cops arrive go, April Fool. You can't. You will get arrested. You will get arrested, and I know that because I learned it today. April Fool's Day, I feel the way about April Fool's Day is the way I used to feel about New Year's Eve when I was, you know. Oh, the hobos are like, no. No, I never drank on New Year's Eve because everyone else was drinking on New Year's Eve. I'd be like, oh, it's amateur night out there. They don't know what they're doing. I'd stay home in front of the fire with hot cocoa. Cocoa goes down smoothly on a cold winter's night. He's right over there. Say hi, Coco. All right, get it. That kid's overacting again. He's overacting. You should see his marshmallows, though. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Unless you have cable, then, of course, you can. You know, no one really knows how April Fool's Day started. There's literature going back hundreds of years of it that associates April the 1st with trickery. Chaucer wrote in the Canterbury Tales back in 1392. He wrote in one of the April the 1st is the day that the rooster Chanticleer is tricked by the fox. Ah, you're enjoying this, aren't you, hobos? Ah, finally something about the Canterbury Tales. Chanticleer is described by Chaucer as, and I quote, a vain cock. You can't touch me, it's literature. Do we have a picture of a vein cock? There you are. Another reason I don't like April Fool's Day is everyone tries to play pranks. I hate pranks. I hate pranks. I can't stand it. And you know what? The entertainment reporters are always obsessed with pranks. You ever see people on the red carpet say, oh, did you play pranks on each other in the movie? Did you? And I'm like, these are professional actors, don't play. It's George Clooney. They're always saying to George Clooney, what pranks did you play, George, in the set of the Ocean's 11 movie? And I think George Clooney just makes up. I did. He does. He just said, oh, yeah, I peed in Julia Roberts' shampoo, and I pooped on Matt Damon. It was hilarious. Everyone loved it. See, when I was on the Drew Carey Show, a proper television show, thank you very much indeed. Hey, right, no, don't. There'll be no chicken. If we clap, do we get chicken? No. When I was on... When I was on the Drew Carey Show, the entertainment reporters would say, you guys look, you have so much fun. I bet you play great pranks on each other all the time. We'd say, we work 12 hours a day. You can't go to work every day and play pranks all the time. Although we did do one on Drew, which was awesome. Well, it was one day Drew Carey was in a rush to get to the airport. And this is when he still flew commercial planes. I think he still does. Anyway, he was going to the airport and one of the guys on the crew slipped something into Drew's travel bag. He was like, he turned the other way and we opened his bag and we put something in his bag. It was, you know, an adult toy. You know, a plastic foul. A giant dildo. We put a giant dildo. Don't applaud a sex toy, Homer. Anyway, so Drew goes to the airport and he had his bag, right? And his bag's going through the machine and the guy with it goes like, what? And they made him unpack his bag. They made him unpack his bag in front of all these people, and they're all going, hey, look, it's the lovable roly-poly guy we love from TV. And then they pull out the sex toy, and everyone's like, oh, my God. And this is really true. Drew was very embarrassed. He got back to work, he was furious, but eventually he got over it, and we wrote it into an episode of the show. And today, that dildo has his own TV show. That's right, Dr. Phil. I'm kidding. Stop it! Do you know why I like pranks? Is when I was a kid. You know, when I was a little boy in Glasgow, which is a town in the country I grew up in, I went to there was this joke shop called Tam Shepherd's, and it sold things like X-ray specs and fake poop and fake moustaches. I think they were fake poop and fake moustaches anyway. Maybe they were just frozen poop and real moustaches. Frozen poop and real moustaches shaven from the recently deceased. No, they were fake. I remember that, and there was this glass counter was full of different types of noses, all these noses inside. It was like Cher's bathroom cabinet. And we're hobos and we enjoy Cher's work. What the hell is wrong with you? You know what we would buy in the joke shop was these little buzzers. You know, when you shake hands, the little metal doodads you get, you know, you shake hands with people. But they don't really work because it's too obvious. Because very few 7-year-olds walk across the playground and say, good to see you in the playground, Jenkins. Come, let's shake hands before we gamble and frolic like long... It's that time again, isn't it? It's commercial break time again. We got to go to the commercial break. But I'm excited because maybe there's April Fool commercials tonight. Maybe there's vacuum cleaners that don't have the proper amount of suction. Maybe, hey. Ball vacuum cleaners. For when you get dusty. Oh, look at how dusty I am. That's what bakers probably use when they come home and they've been baking all day, the flour's everywhere, and they go, look at the amount of flour that's got down my pants. And I've got an important engagement. If only I had a ball vacuum cleaner. All right. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with...
And now, Craig's Spanish word of the day. Today's word is brillante. Brillante.
Welcome back, everyone. If you know anything about me, you know I like to include the Spanish word of the day in a sentence. It helps me remember it, but tonight I'm not going to do that. Hey, now. Be careful, or you won't get your brillante nickel at the end of the show. All right. Thanks, you patronizing jerks. Anyway, my first guest tonight is America's greatest living comedian. He's a comedy icon. He's an Oscar-winning actor. He's got an HBO comedy special called Weapons of Self-Destruction. It's available in stores and DVD and an album. You can also buy it in bakers and in stores where they sell oil. Please welcome the legend, the genius that is Robin Williams. Robin, did you do any hilarious April Fool's jokes?
I'm not wearing underwear.
Are you really not?
No, maybe.
You're famously...
Are you ready, Timmy?
Do you have a name for your penis?
Oh, I've always had a name for my penis. Yeah, different names, though, yeah. Gigantor.
No.
Tim, Carl, Bob.
No, I used to call mine Bobby when I was very young.
Serious?
Yeah.
Where's Bobby?
Let's play with Bobby.
Yeah, no.
Where are we going, Manuel?
We're going to play with Bobby.
Robin, you're very hairy.
I know, that's why, because I was playing with Bobby.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, you have a reputation as being hairy.
Perudo.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yes, the word from last night.
Perudo
is brillante.
Yeah, brillante, yeah.
¿Quién es más macho? ¿Qué es más macho? ¿Qué es más macho? ¿Y qué es más macho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, all right. I have no idea what you said.
Neither do I, but God bless us all.
Do you speak Spanish? I imagine you probably do.
Only to say, how are you? ¿Qué pasó? Todo bien. That's all I know. And los huevos rancheros.
Yeah, but you speak, when I asked you if you speak Spanish, you spoke English with a Spanish accent, which
yes,
I thought was
but that is a way to start any language like that.
Of course I am agreeing.
You say, do you speak French? Of course I do, but I don't do it right here. I don't speak for you right now. Huh?
No. What about German?
No.
No.
I was once on a German talk show, and this woman said to me, she said, Mr. Williams, why do you think there's not so much comedy in Germany? And I said, did you ever think you tried to kill all the funny people?
Yeah, well...
So... that was like...
Yeah. Can we get one of those? Yeah.
I'm already in trouble today, because, I think when
you annoyed the Australians. What the hell's wrong with you?
I pissed off the Australians.
What
Why
happened
did
there? What happened?
I was on Letterman, and I said, Australians are kind of like English rednecks, and... obviously, Americans...
Wait. Robin Williams, hobos. You don't know who... You know who Robin Williams... Or there'll be no chicken for you.
New McNuggets for the front row.
That's right.
But then the Prime Minister of Australia said maybe Mr. Williams should spend a little time in Alabama before he calls someone a redneck. And now the people in Alabama are pissed off at the Prime Minister of Australia. Oh. Yeah, because the governor of Australia said the people of Alabama are creative, good, hard-working people. So I'm just going to sit back and watch Australia and Alabama go at it.
There could be a war.
Oh, yeah, there's very little difference between a Bubba and a Bruce. Good luck right now. I meant to say it was just like, you know, the idea of you take the English accent, hello, good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you right there. And you take, hey, y'all, good to see you. And you combine it, you go, good day. Nice to see you right there. That's why it's more like, you know, you put the two together, and it's more like, you know, it's like English, good old boy. I should have said good old boy, but I said redneck, and I realized don't use the R word. No.
Oh, redneck's not a derogatory term, is it? I didn't think it was a derogatory.
I don't know till I go down to Alabama, and people go, shh, I wouldn't say that again. Yeah. And the guy in the hood comes going, I know where you live.
No, that's a completely different area.
No, that's a different area. You got to cross the Manson-Nixon line, and then you get out there. It's like, you get down, and there's a period, you know, people,
Danger, danger.
Danger, warning, Will Robinson, warning.
How are you? How's your heart thing?
The heart's going well. The cow heart is really... It's
Did you give you a cow heart?
Yeah.
Could I tempt you with grass? I bet I could.
It will be legal soon.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, that'll be some great ads. Well, the side effects may include...
Well, you know they're going to have all the pot commercials next to all the food commercials.
They'll follow the pot commercial with chocolate. Your call.
Yeah.
If you thought you enjoyed cartoons before, ta-da.
What shows do people that enjoy marijuana watch? Probably this show. We got one of that.
Yeah, I think pretty much everything. I think people, once you have one, it's just you hit it, be like, how you doing?
See, I think people will stop taking it when it's legal now. I think they'll be like, well, they'll have to find something illegal now. They'll have to have something, worse to do. Like crystal meth.
Oh.
That's a bad... People that take crystal meth look like they're in the French Revolution.
Oh, totally. It's like, how are you?
I'm good! Yeah.
How are you? Really good!
I have a contempt for the bourgeoisie!
What are you going to do? Cut off my head? I'm still alive!
Yeah.
Crazy. And now we've offended French meth addicts. That's going, I know where you live, but I don't leave my house. It's crazy,
I don't think there's a lot of French meth addicts. I think it's maybe just the one guy.
The one guy just wandering around France going, I know where everyone is.
Yeah, but no, I'm not worried about that.
The craziest things I do. I mean, it's wonderful when you go to... I was once in a French toy store, and my daughter was playing with a little ball, and the French woman said, put it down. It's a toy store. Don't touch it. We don't play with toys in France. Give her a cigarette. Enjoy this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, read this book.
Read this book. You're only 2. It's Sartre. Enjoy your life. It's like French baseball. No one is safe. Why are you worried?
What's going on with your sock there?
Oh, I always have on strange socks. This is my good luck sock, Craig. I put that on there. I don't know why all of a sudden I changed into this accent.
It's quite a good accent. It reminds me very much of an Australian. No, you've been to Scotland a few times.
Oh, great. I've been there. It's great. You need a translator as you get further north.
Yeah, no, it gets... But I do, too. When I go to Scotland, the further north I get, people are like,
and they said, how are you?
Yeah, it's very...
What foot you kick with? What foot you kick with? What foot do I kick with?
When they say that to you, when they say what, I mean, because that translates as what foot do you kick with?
Right, they mean what club, what football club you like Glasgow or Celtic? Yeah.
Glasgow Celtic or Glasgow Rangers, but what they're really asking you is what religion are you?
Yeah, right, and then you have to say, I'm Jewish, look.
Right, yeah. And then they say, is that some sort of Catholic? And then you have a fight, yeah.
That's like it. What are you? I'm some sort of Catholic. I'm Episcopal. It's Catholic light.
I don't know. I think some sort of Catholic sounds like a
great
Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
Some sort of Catholic.
Some sort of Catholic. Same religion, less pedophilia. Called.
Right there, yeah. We can probably cut out.
Right now, everyone for Easter, it's going to be an interesting Easter for the Pope. Everyone else is hiding eggs. He's hiding priests.
Yeah, right.
Find the pedophile, find the pedophile, find the pedophile. Where's the pedophile? There we go, pull around, pedophile, pull around, pedophile. Oh, there he is. Here's $100,000. Replace the pedophile.
Hang on, just give me a second here, all right? Give me a second. CBS doesn't endorse the views of Mr. Williams. All right, Gary, you're all right.
Before I'm excommunicated, I want to say thank you to all the people who watched me tonight on this show.
No, you're all right.
All right.
They'll be fine.
It's rough, though, but, the Pope, if this really gets big and big and bigger...
Well, get big. It's a pretty big story, right?
Yeah, but he can't resign. The popes don't resign. You stay until, It's true. You stay, and even if the Pope had a really severe accident, it becomes Robo-Pope at the very, Pope Stephen, welcome to the Catholic Church. Nice to have...
No, I'm getting a robot next week.
A robot? You're getting a robot?
I'm getting a robot sidekick. How awesome is that?
That's about... Good evening, Greg. Nice to be here. Welcome to the Ferguson show. Greg will be right out for a monologue, right? Someone did not recharge my battery.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Robin Williams. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I'm here with Robin Williams. Williams, he's got no views at all about the Catholic Church and its current crisis. Robin!
None.
Hey, you know what I was just saying, when every time I talk to you, I'm always, I think, goodness, he used to take cocaine.
Oh,
and
but I had the effect when I took cocaine was it just...
Really?
If I had taken cocaine on your show tonight, I'd be like this going, there's someone out there watching us! I'll be right there, Craig, but the ninjas are on the lawn again. No, seriously, no.
No.
Get off! Meanwhile, the French crystal meth addict is going, that's what my life is. Crazy, huh? But no, I would get just really quiet. It was kind of like, it's like,
I think, well, that's what happens to people when they get, people with ADD, if they get stimulants. Maybe you've got the ADD.
Well, no, what's that? Oh, look at the kitty. No, I think it is that idea of when you have that, and the idea of taking something that just turns you totally metabolically the other way, like...
See, when I took cocaine, I got very, very excited and ran around quickly and drank as much as I could. But then I did that without cocaine.
Yeah, me
as well.
too.
Yeah.
You and I both. There's another thing that the Prime Minister of Australia and myself have in common. We both went to the same strip club in New York and don't remember what we did.
Really?
Yeah. He got really drunk and went to this place called Scores, and the next day they said, Mr. Prime Minister, do you remember what we did? No, nothing. I was just a little larded.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
In Australia, if you say I was drunk, I don't remember, that's a legitimate excuse.
That's a good morning.
Yeah, it's like, the Prime Minister was drunk. When I first went to Australia, I went to a bar and the Prime Minister was in it. It was like, who's the Prime Minister? Oh, that's Bob at the end of the bar over there. And it was a guy called Bob Hawke. He's like, good night, all right.
Good night, Greg.
All right.
Can I buy you a nice beer right there? That'd be a fright.
They've got but it's changed in Australia now. It's all become very corporate.
Oh, very intense, obviously. Don't use the R word. Don't say redneck.
Why would they be or roo?
Roo.
Yeah.
Or roo. Don't say roo.
For kangaroo.
That's a... Don't you call me a roo.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a deer with a wallet holder. I love the fact when you go to Australia, they say, go pet the kangaroo. They're really fun. And if you go up and pet the kangaroo, they grab you with their forepaws, and then their back paws go, bam, bam.
Yeah. No, they're very
and the Australians go, hey, you dumb bastard.
Kangaroos are very, very vicious. And you know the little, the koala bears?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, but what happens is that they eat eucalyptus.
And they're so stoned.
They're eucalyptus, but that doesn't work for humans, because I tried it. And,
and people just go, you smell like a candle.
Yeah. You smell like a scented candle, and your poops are like little olive things. They come wrapped. You're like an owl pellet.
And meanwhile, the koala's going, works for me. You know?
Yeah.
It's a good day for me, mate. No worries, no worries.
So have you been out touring then?
Yeah, I did 80 cities before I did the final show.
So that's it, you're done? You're not going back out and touring?
Oh, not for a while. I did that. It was like, once I finished, it was like, take a little time off. No.
Yeah. And where are you, San Francisco?
Yes, sir.
It's nice up there.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
They got the Mythbusters up there, you know.
Oh, that's where they live?
Yeah, they live in a secret hideaway. You're not allowed to go.
Seriously?
Yeah, because people that enjoy Mythbusters are kind of crazy. So... Do you ever watch that show?
Oh, I love that when they sing like, you know...
They just blow it up. It's awesome.
You can circumcise yourself with a water pick. No, you can't.
Yeah. I think it started off that it used to be right at the beginning of the myth was, can you get a toothpick into a cup? And it was like really cheap myths, and now they got some money. It's like, can you blow up an entire city in one afternoon?
And then there's people watching in other parts of the world going, maybe.
Maybe. Let's watch it.
Yeah, it's like,
no, you're right.
What are you watching? I'm just watching Mythbusters.
That's right. You've got to be careful with all that.
Oh, very much so. It's crazy stuff.
No, you don't want to
do the underwear bomber, and the next will be the toupee bomber, you know.
Don't give them ideas.
Oh, sorry.
Because they could have you a large Middle Eastern gentleman with...
What are you doing?
He's got strangely fabulous hair.
Who is that guy? No one. Even I think Donald Trump's hair is actually another creature.
Yeah.
The hair's like going, good night, Donald. Good night, Donald. Here we go.
Maybe it goes out and makes money while he's asleep.
Donald goes to sleep and the hair's going, keep investing, keep investing. And then it comes up,
think big, kick ass, think big, kick ass.
Wake up, wake up, wake up now.
Yeah. Would you ever go on that Celebrity Apprentice show?
Only if I'm desperate. No.
You'll be all right. Well, that's, you have to be a little bit...
I think so, the idea of going that celebrity. The one that is interesting now is the one about the boss going undercover, which is...
I like that show. That's actually a very interesting show.
Yeah, when they really do, it's like kind of reverse thing, and it's been interesting to see the boss actually go, so this is what it's like, kind of fun. And that's...
Well, would you ever do that? Would you ever switch places with
myself?
For me? No, I mean, because I'm like, you know, a lowly late night, not really late night, kind of public access guy.
Yeah, but you just won a Peabody. This man has won a Peabody Award.
And now, to present the award, here's Bob Peabody. Hi, Craig. I'm Carl Peabody. Nice to see you.
Oh, my God. Is this it? This is scary.
Yeah, that's it. That's a Peabody.
This year's Golden Snake.
Yeah, that's the golden snake. You know, you can get... never mind.
I know. That sounds like, hi, I'm looking for faux lesbian sex and a golden snake. Meanwhile, there's a couple of Republicans going, no, I didn't do it. I didn't.
Cost you extra for the golden snake.
Now we go Australia again. Do you want a golden snake?
Yeah. No, you wouldn't do that, would you?
No. So, talk show, my God, boss, I could never do that. This is a tough gig.
No, it's all
As we've seen, as one young man has already gone the way of ways. Poor Conan out there wandering the streets with $38 million. Suffering through life, going on without us, but yet Conan's gone, Jay's back. It's as bit as the time has changed.
You're on your own, pal.
Good.
You're on your own.
Yeah, like... You will not join in that slugfest.
No. I can't. I think that, you know, I think they were all very embarrassed by all that.
Oh, it was very strange. It's a bit like some weird... It's like a drunken blackout where you wake up going, wasn't there a talk show? Nope.
Yeah.
Where is he? I don't know. He's gone.
Yeah.
And Jay's back. I'm back on the air. Oh, okay. Good night. Thanks for playing.
I think it's a bit like in Goodfellas when Joe Pesci gets whacked, he goes, where is he? And they go, oh, he went away.
Yeah.
He went away. And then you can't talk about him anymore.
Yeah.
He went away. He went away. Yeah.
That's how the network works. Where is he? He's gone. No, he's gone.
He's gone away. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be great if the networks were like Goodfellas, where they go, how you doing? Your show's canceled. Good night.
Yeah. We gotta go. We're out of time. Robin Williams, everybody! Hey, everybody! Welcome back. Now, listen, everyone. This is very important. A few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, Claire Danes was on the show, who's a lovely woman, very famous actress, beautiful, had a film out. I loved it. It was great. Everyone in show business loves each other. But she's very nice, and she was saying that her father-in-law was a professor of philosophy at the University of Texas in Austin and the University of Reading in England, that he was at the forefront of developing a type of philosophy or a school of philosophical thought called moral particularism, which I had never heard about, and I'm guessing many of the hobos are also a little confused by. I understand you at home know what you're like, oh, moral particularism. Leno did that last week. I know, but... I was fascinated by the idea of perhaps talking to a professional philosopher. I've never met a professional philosopher before. I've pretended to be one in bars. But that was to get sexual favors from drunk women. But now, this is where I'm going to talk to, well, he's a professor. Professor Jonathan Dancy, everybody. Jonathan Dancy.
That's a much better reception than I normally get from my students, I wish to say.
Well, now, the philosophy... well, here's my question, actually. So you teach moral philosophy, is that, or philosophy?
Yes.
All philosophy or just moral philosophy?
Mainly moral.
Now, what's the difference between moral philosophy and perhaps just a broader why are we here philosophy, then?
Well, moral philosophers are interested in what it is to be right and what is to be wrong, which actions are right and which are wrong, and how they get to be so.
So how do you define right and wrong?
You
then?
don't.
You don't define right and wrong?
That would be a great mistake.
So would I. Thank God I've never made that one. That sounds a bit... Does it have its source in the...
You mustn't suppose that we're always interested in definitions.
Right.
defining things doesn't do much. When you're trying to understand something, a definition wouldn't give you the understanding. It would sort of be the understanding you already had.
Right, so you would get someone to... Well, that's what I consider understanding. When someone says something I agree with, I think they're clever.
Yes, well, I think they're right.
Yeah. We're just coming at it from a different point of view, then. All right, so you are a moral particularism. Is that right?
I'm a moral particularist.
Oh, right. Now, for those, for the one or two hobos in the audience that don't understand, imagine I didn't understand what a moral particularist was, and I had the IQ of a 10-year-old seal.
Then I have no hope.
Right. Well,
right. But sort of moving up a bit.
Right.
You want me to tell you what this is?
If you could, in a layman's term.
The normal idea about morality is that there are moral principles that somehow determine what is right and wrong to do.
Right, from religious standpoints or legal standpoints?
No, moral principles. Principles such as it's wrong to lie, it's right to take care of others, these sorts of basic principles that most people are taught to live their lives by.
By society or religion or law?
Or by their parents, normally.
Or their parents, right.
Yeah.
I would consider that society, wouldn't you?
It's a rather small society.
All right, then.
So, the idea is there must be these moral principles, and that's what makes it possible for there to be a distinction between right and wrong actions.
Right.
If there were no principles, there'd be no difference between right and wrong.
Right.
But I think the difference between right and wrong needs no help from principles at all. So particularism is the view that the distinction between right and wrong actions in no way depends upon there being any moral principles. The link between moral principles and being moral or being a good agent, being a morally good person, is a mistake.
I don't understand, because if you have... Oh, yeah, they'll laugh at me like you understand. If you have a distinction between right and wrong, there has to be... That is morality, isn't it?
Well, morality is a strange word to throw in there.
Right.
There are some actions are right and some are wrong.
By whose definition?
We started out agreeing we weren't going to do definition.
All right. Well, that seems like a bit of a cheat, to be honest, but fair enough.
Well, it's my rules here.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So, let's try another example for a minute.
All right.
Some jokes are funny and some are not funny.
Wow, now you've got me interested. Yeah, all right.
See, and we can tell the difference, by and large. Are there any principles of humour?
Yes, the letter K is funny.
There you go. That's about all one can do.
Right. But that's just a guess. I mean, most times the letter K works, but sometimes it doesn't.
That's right. So it's funny on some occasions and not on others.
Right.
There's no principle saying which occasions it's funny on and which it's not funny on. That's as it were.
Beginning to... the fog is clearing a little bit. So what you're saying then, that morality may be dependent on time and situation?
Yes, context. A feature that mainly counts in favour, like that it's helpful to others or something like that, sometimes you shouldn't be being helpful. Being helpful is the wrong thing to do. Yeah. But it's helpful is, you know, something that makes the action worse rather than better. I mean, suppose you're walking on the street and you see somebody breaking into a car. You don't say, let me help you out there. Right.
Not anymore, I don't anyway, certainly, yeah.
You were brought up in Glasgow.
Yeah, that's right, I was brought up like that, yeah.
So sometimes it's right to help and sometimes it's wrong to help. Sometimes it's right to lie, even to one's wife.
Let's take it in a pop culture stance then. Let's look at the gentleman golfer who shall remain nameless, who got into a little bit of trouble, right? Right? Now, there's a situation where a man is there a morality attack? Because many people would say there was a moral catastrophe within that marriage. Would that be correct?
Well, I wouldn't like to say so in public.
Right. Well, it's going to work against you on television. Do you then define actions? Do you walk around, Professor, walk around with, I have a set of morals, I will decide what's right and wrong for other people?
No. As a philosopher, I'm not in the business of telling people how to live. I'm in the business of trying to understand something. Right. What I'm trying to understand is what it is for actions to be right and what it is for them to be wrong, how they get that way. One answer is they get it because of principles. I'm, as it were, in the business of fighting that answer. But I'm not in the business of telling individuals how to live their lives. That's not what moral philosophers do. In fact, most moral philosophers are singularly ill-equipped to do that.
I'm glad you said that, because... But then, who is equipped to advance the... what if you take, for example, the idea of a psychopath, right?
Yeah.
Someone who has no empathy for other people and will do exactly what they want at any point, at any time, as long as it makes them feel better. Is there any way of imparting a moral... grid on top of that, a set of instructions?
No, I doubt it.
So it's then, therefore, is personally defined. All morality is personally defined.
Well, that's an enormous leap. The fact that there are some people who don't have the capacity for moral judgment because they're impaired in certain ways, let's say,
Right.
Doesn't show anything whatever about how people who are normally equipped operate. And
But define normally.
why?
Well, because you're in the business of understanding things, and if you're going to use a word like normal, which is a vast generalization, then you must say what normal is and what normal is not. That would be particular to the situation, would it not?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay. You make a fair point.
Well, let's go back to the psychopath. What was the point? What was the point about the psychopath?
Well, the psychopath is someone who has no empathy, right? So
these people exist, and you cannot get them started on moral distinctions. They just don't get it.
Right.
But most people get it all right. Their, their judgment is like all our judgments, somewhat wobbly. They make mistakes. They're not sure what to do. They're not sure in certain circumstances whether something matters or doesn't matter. They're trying to hold it all together as best they can.
Right.
And if you said, well, now, who would you go to for help? I think that's where we were, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
Would you go up to a philosophy department and ask for the home moral philosopher and ask for a bit of advice? I don't think that would be a wise place to go.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, I mean, I'm paid to do something, but it's not that.
Right. What exactly is it then?
Do you want an answer to that question or the other one?
No, I think both. But we're out of time, so I'm in this terrible quandary now of I want to know the answer, but I have to show a commercial, and I don't really know what to do.
Okay, there's a large philosophical conference in San Francisco this weekend. You could come.
I'd love to go to that. What happens at a philosophical conference? Lots of arguing?
Yes.
I do fancy that as an idea.
I thought you would.
Sounds like my childhood, actually.
You'd be surprised, the sort of people who turn up there, and...
I don't think I'd be that surprised.
Would you be happy in a convention of 500 philosophers? It's a daunting thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, who defines philosopher? I mean, is it defined by an academic standard, or you just say you are?
In this case, it's defined by who employs you, largely.
Right. But do you say, well, look, I've got a certain amount of qualifications here, I passed this exam, and this exam, I'm now a philosopher, or can you say I'm a philosopher because I've got my own hat? You know what I mean?
Actually, I don't know whether... This is a meeting of the American Philosophical Association, and I'm not sure how you get into that. Whether you can just, pay your dues and be a member. But if you can come to the convention.
Well, I could say I was like Descartes. I was like living my life as an experiment. I was a philosophical experiment myself, and then they'd have to let me in.
I think you'd then be the subject matter rather than the expert.
It would still get me in the parties, though, wouldn't it?
There was once a session 2 or 3 years ago, I think, when somebody who ran a brothel came and gave a talk.
I'm very pleased to hear you say that.
And this was for a serious reason, I have to say.
Right.
I didn't myself go and listen to it because I felt that I might be going for the wrong reason.
You're overthinking this, man. You're overthinking it. Oh, get about it. Hey, if you're going for the wrong reason but you get the right result, hey, who loses?
The result is good, but you may not gain the credit.
Ah, I see what you mean. You're worried about how you appear amongst the other philosophers.
No, I didn't mean credit in that sense. I meant that it's a standard idea that doing the right thing for the wrong reason means that you were not showing in doing that the qualities of character that go with being a good man.
I find this subject fascinating, and I think we could discuss it endlessly. However, we have to sell the ShamWow. Would you do me the honour of coming back at some point and discussing it further?
Yes.
Thank you. And please enjoy the conference this weekend. The remarkable Jonathan Dancy, everybody. We'll be right back.
¡Qué chistoso!
We don't have time for applause tonight, everybody. We went on far too long, so we have to go. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.